It's time for another season of The Palmetto Porch, an original podcast from Discover South Carolina. I'm Devin Whitmire. Join me as I get to the heart of what makes South Carolina such a great place to visit by speaking to the locals who make it so special. Premiering December 5th, find The Palmetto Porch wherever you get your podcasts. And for more information about our show, visit scpalmettoporch.com.
What's the easiest choice you can make? Window instead of middle seat? Picking a vendor who sends a great gift basket? Outsourcing business tasks you hate? What about selling with Shopify? Whether you're selling a little or a lot, Shopify helps you do your thing, however you cha-ching. Shopify is the global commerce platform that helps you sell at every stage of your business. From the launch your online shop stage to the first real-life store stage, all the way to the did we just hit 1 million orders stage. Shopify's there to help you grow. Whether you're selling scented soap or offering outdoor outfits, Shopify helps you sell. Wherever and whatever you're selling, Shopify's got you covered. Sign up for a $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/try. Go to shopify.com/try now to grow your business, no matter what stage you're in. Shopify.com/try.
Hashtag no music, no intro. Man, it's been a while, bro.
I ain't heard that in a minute. Dang.
Right? It's been a minute, man. Hope everyone's having a good summer. Ryan and I took a hiatus because there isn't shit going on in the NFL whatsoever, except rookies still being signed, which is the most mundane thing ever. I will say though, this dead time period is a time that I think you and I both expected to have like more non-football related guests on the show, and for whatever it just hasn't happened. But all that aside, we got something to talk about. It finally happened. You and I were getting so fucking annoyed that it was taking this long. Stud, former All-Pro right tackle Ryan Ramzchek got the bag. Contract extension. He's tied to the Saints to 2026. The highest paid right tackle in the league. I think he's getting like, at some point he's going to be, not this year, but he's going to be making like 19.6 or 19.2 a season. About time, man. It's about time.
Man, big money. Big money.
Huge.
It's crazy because, like, that used to be quarterback money, man. Like, just not too long ago, just a couple of years ago, that was like top level Peyton Manning with the Broncos money. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, like 20 mil.
That's crazy, bro. That's crazy. But, like, I mean, nobody sniffed at it. It's not like we looked at the numbers like, oh, he's overpaid. It's like, sounds about right. You know what I'm saying? It's like, makes sense. So, and I think he probably played through it, man. Like, he's that good of a player. Like,
he is, man. He is.
Make all that contract next year. They'd probably be hollering at him like, hey, man, can we turn some of that salary into signing bonus and kick that shit?
Already see it coming, bro.
Already see it. And it's like cap number's going to be like 80 million in 2025 or some shit. Like some ridiculous number.
But I'm glad it happened. It's so funny because every time we get annoyed at offensive play or offensive line picked in the draft, I always try to like remind myself of like Ramzchek, right? Like, boy, whew. Like we should have did a live stream when we thought we were going to have Reuben Foster and they drafted Ramzchek.
Bro, because me and you both, we love Foster.
Loved him, bro. Loved him.
We almost had him. We had him on the phone.
He was on the phone, Ryan. On the phone. And so I try to keep things in perspective because, like, well, and it wasn't like I was against the Ramzchek him being drafted, I was just like, we talked about on the show numerous times, drafting the offensive lineman, it's just not attractive.
It was just boring, and it was boring. We had Streif at the time, and it was like, what do we need this for? It was boring. We was going into the 2017 season, coming off 3 back-to-back 79 seasons.
Yep.
You find we had 2 picks in the first round. It was like.
Yep, traded Brandon Cooks to New England.
Yeah. So we would look, forever looking for that wide receiver. We were like, yeah, we're gonna get a playmaker, or a linebacker, or whatever. But look, I mean, it worked out, man. Like, and you just gotta remember that sometimes.
Yeah, and the one thing I will say that I'm not trying to completely write off Cesar Ruiz, but like. When Ramzchek got on the field, bruh.
Oh, it was it. That was it. Because it was the Vikings game, right? The first game, week 1, Streif got hurt.
It was. What's funny? It was because, if I remember correctly, that was like a Monday Night Football. That was the Adrian Peterson game. It was a Monday Night Football game. I had to work, and I couldn't get off like completely in time. And, like, Sam Bradford cut the Saints defense up, bro.
Sliced them.
And I remember you texted me. He was like, bro, you can save some more kids' lives, bro. Like, so I only saw, like, maybe, like, the second half of that game. But, like, when you saw Ramzchek play, bro, like, you just knew. Like, you knew.
Mm-hmm. It was like, okay, we're going to be all right. We gonna be all right, and I mean that was it. That was the end of Streif. Like that was the end of his career right there, and which is typically how it goes. That's how Streif got his job. John Stapleton got hurt in camp. Streif had been with the Saints for years as just like a swing tackle, lined up, and he took over. So. It's interesting how those things work out. So, you never know, man. But like you said with Caesar, it was just like, damn, man, those snaps wasn't looking too good.
they were not Ramzchek-esque.
I want to ask you right quick, though, because there's some theories going out that he will eventually move to left tackle, Ramzchek. If, I think Toronto stays on his last year.
Yeah, I think I read, was it Catherine's article? I think, it was Catherine's article in The Athletic talking about, like, the Tehran extension or something.
And also, like Ramzchek has these escalators in his contract where if he's, like, first or second team All-Pro as a left tackle, he gets, like, an extra $6 million over his contract.
Oh, does he?
Yeah.
That's super interesting.
It is, man. It is. Like,
Here's what I know is, I mean, I think I could, whatever, I don't get 2 shits. Before Nick and I had our falling out, he specifically told me that the team felt that Ramzchek was so good that he could be a top 5 left tackle in the league.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's how high the team is on him as a player in totality. So, that said, wouldn't it be like the most Saints thing? And I'm not, but wouldn't it be some shit? Like, I could totally see, like, this season is still Tehran and Ramzchek, but after the season, they either decide to let Tehran go, and move Ramzchek to the left tackle, and then you got to hold it right tackle. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
then you got to address right tackle again. It's like,
I mean,
but they drafted what's that? The MAGA dude this year?
Landon Young,
whatever. I mean, look. I mean, if he comes in and he's showing some good right tackle snaps, it's like, okay, maybe he's a swing tackle this year.
It makes that flip and that change a lot easier.
Yeah.
I will ask you this. So we said on this podcast, like, Ramzchek was a priority over Marcus Williams, over Marshawn Lattimore. July 15th is the deadline for a contract to be worked out with Marcus Lattimore because of the franchise tag. So my question to you is, who do you think? And I know it's a hard question because with Lattimore, you got the gun charges, the inconsistency. But who would, as you were running the Saints, who would you prioritize more in terms of contract extension? Marcus or Marshawn?
Honestly, I want to say Lattimore, but if I was Loomis or if I was Sean Payton, I'd be like, I just want to see where Lattimore's head at is this year. Like, I just want to see how he come in. You know what I'm saying? What's his mindset? Training camp, early in the season and shit like that. I need to find some. Like, I still got questions, bro. Like, I wonder about the little dude. I wonder about him. I have no doubt about his football ability. I don't have any question about it. I know he's a good football player, but I just need to know what his mindset is and how that accentuates his football ability. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they go together. His mindset affects his football ability.
Yes.
I want to know if he has it. So I would just I'm. It's funny because I'm more confident in Marcus Williams.
That's
because
crazy.
you just see it's crazy. It's crazy,
Isn't
right?
it? Like, I agree with you, but it's crazy to say that out loud, man.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Like, because Marcus Lattimore at his best is an elite corner back in the NFL, which is no small thing. Like, teams are struggling to find elite cornerbacks. You know, but and Marcus safety is a top level safety. If you want to call him elite or not, I don't know. Like, that's semantics. But
if he's not elite, he's damn sure very good
in that damn category. But it's like, and the safety position is kind of not as important or whatever. But man, when you have one, man, it's like
I don't know, man. Like, it's I think. I think we as Saints fans, like, we know how important the safety position is.
That's what I'm saying. Like, we had a whole trope where we would say, does he play safety? Like, that was our little the Saints report days. Like, oh, does he play safety?
Yeah. Go back to those Josh Bullock days, baby.
Josh Bullock, you know what I'm saying? Like, man, we remember, bro. Like, days was tough.
Rough out here, bro.
Man. So, like, have somebody with range that can be there. It's like having, it's like having some good insurance. You know what I'm saying? It's like good car insurance, bro. Like, you don't want to lose a good car insurance that's affordable. And that's the thing. That's another thing. It's like Marcus Williams is not going to break the bank. Whatever we're gonna pay him, it's not going to be, $20 million or nothing like that. It's going to be
not like you would for a cornerback.
Right. So I actually think something's gonna get done for the 15th. You know how Loomis is, man. It's all about deadlines. I think they're gonna try to lock him up before then. I don't even know if they really made a hard offer at Lattimore, bro. Like, I don't even know. I think they're just kind of trying to play it out and just kind of waiting to see, which is, sad, but, I don't know. We'll see, bro.
We will, bro. We will. Ryan, if I see one more, I love to see it. Not taking away from it. I don't need to see any more James throwing the Traquan, bro.
Yeah, boy, James, man, Traquan, that's his man's right there, bro. That's my man's right there.
Don't need to see it no more, bro.
They're working out here, man.
I say that somewhat jokingly. It is very good to see them put in the work in. And
they put the work, bro.
It is. Work. And that's stuff that right now, to like the casual person just watching the footage, like whatever, but like who fucking knows, bro? Like, in a game situation and Jameis is scrambling and all that work, like it kind of becomes just second nature to do like a scramble drill, boom, 30, 40-yard pass down the field just because of that.
Oh yeah,
that routine, that consistency.
We've seen that with with Drew and Marcus Colston.
Yep,
like, they were known for just working. Like, Marcus Colston just live out there in San Diego just to work out with Drew all summer, just to get that work in. And we saw it on the football field. Like that was like Marcus Coulson was an extension of Drew Brees. You know what I'm saying? Like he just was right there all the time. So, and I'm not saying, Traquan Smith going to be like Colston type player for Jameis, but if he needs to have like with the wide receivers we got, like we need that. Like we need it. He needs to have some kind of chemistry, bro. And I know a lot of Saints fans. I keep saying like, where Mike Thomas at? Like where he at? That's interesting though. That's like a side note, man. It's just like I remember Sean Payton saying in the press conference, like when they asked him about Mike Thomas, it was more like when they asked about his ankle, it was like, oh, he's coming along, he's on track, which made it seem like that ankle was a lot more, a lot more than like he didn't even. I don't think Mike Thomas even did an interview.
Bruh, like if you remember, I want to say like the day or so after the playoff loss to the Bucks, like Adam Schefter came out and like tweeted or reported like that he had like ligaments fucked up and everything.
Oh yeah,
it was bad,
bad man. So I think we don't know the full scale of what Mike Thomas was really dealing with. And I don't think he's 100% yet. I guess they hope he's going to be 100%, come training camp. And I mean, if he's not, I 100% get him not working out on some field with Jameis Winston and, get injured and lose all your bonus and guarantee money and all that shit. Nah, I wouldn't do it either. So, it's just something to keep an eye on, man. Like, Mike Thomas, that was a disappointing year for him, bro. Like, that was.
It was because he went from.
Suspended in the news and all that shit. Like
it was rough, bro. Went from offensive player of the year, broke NFL reception record to just an injury plagued season, man.
Oh.
Then got called Slant Boy, and been rough, bro.
He carried that moniker now, bro. Slant Boy.
I mean. With Jameis, that might,
it might change.
Fix. Speaking of Jameis, you pointed this out to me, with the Traquan and Jameis video. CD Deuce quote tweeted it on Twitter. Said QB1.
QB1, baby.
Can we stop? Let's stop, bro. Like, this whole. It being a quarterback competition, I'm not entertaining this.
Like, look, I get it. I understand coach got to be like that with his coach speak or whatever. But like, come on, man. Players know. Like anytime Cam Jordan been all on the NFL Network and shit and all that, talking about Jameis and all that. Like players know. Like, and here's the thing, man. Like, you could like if let's say Jameis, you start Jameis. Week 1, and say he just goes off the rails. They go 4 weeks, they don't win any games. He's throwing pick sixes, and it's just terrible. Okay, then you go to Taysom. And it's like, okay.
Can you just imagine those 4 weeks, bro?
Oh, man, it'll be terrible. But it's like you go to Taysom, and it's like, okay, we get it. But if you go to Taysom first,
yes,
and then it goes to shit,
yes,
or even if it goes good, when it's going good, you're going to be asking, man, what if we had Jameis in there? It'd be even better. You know what I'm saying? So it just makes sense to go with Jameis, get that out the way. The players, you can't lie to players. Players know what the fuck is up. You know what I'm saying?
No matter what the sport is, you can't do it. You can't
do it. They're going to pick him for sure. You know what I'm saying? So, it's just an eventuality to me. I don't expect it one bit. Than to be Jameis Winston, unless he gets hurt. I go, well, hopefully that never happens. But I mean, I'm like, man, who working out with Taysom? Like, ain't nobody been working out with Taysom, bro. Like, damn, man. Like, does he have anybody representing?
Austin Carr? I don't know, bro.
And it's not that they love Taysom. Like the players love Taysom, but they're like, man, we want you on the field, like
right,
passes and shit, like man.
Taysom got to call up Mike Hoss, bro. Adrian Arrington.
Adrian Arrington.
So with the Ramzchek extension, it's got like 11 million cap space now, bro. 11 million.
Wow.
I don't know if people. I mean, obviously, if you're a Saints fan, hopefully you listen to the podcast and you know $11 million in cap space in Mickey Loomis language.
Man, you got to put the multiplier effect on that motherfucker. Like that motherfucker, that's about 70 M's right there, bro.
Yeah, easy, bro.
But you know what? I don't think they want to use it because, the cap. We're gonna be tight next year too.
Yeah, man.
And you can carry over year to year. So I think they want to keep some of that to carry over the next year. Just to give them a little, give them a little breathing room. You know what I'm saying? Because they're gonna have a lot to do next year, also. But it does open CB2. Everybody waiting on the CB2, bro.
Waiting, bro. I refuse to believe that they would go into week 1 against the Packers with either P-Rob or don't vax me a Debo starting cornerback 2. I refuse to believe that. But speaking of which, we haven't did a pod episode in so long. This man went to Stanford, Ryan. Went to Stanford. He didn't play football last season because of uncertainty, whatever, COVID. I just stupid.
That's what gets me. You took a whole season off in your college, which, many think he could have been a first or second round pick if he would have played another season. He took a whole season off out of fear of COVID. But then, I ain't messing with no vaccine. We don't know what's in that. It's like, what? Bruh.
Stupidity, right? I get XP so angry. I had to block him. I blocked him. Couldn't have him on my timeline, bro. Couldn't do it.
Man.
It's so funny because Saints talk about, they emphasize, oh God, just, we don't make fun of these guys. We just want to make sure they had clean medicals. So much uncertainty going in the draft last season. So y'all drafted like this whole draft class of guys with clean medicals, supposedly, but yet intelligence. Yo, who was that cat who reported the fucking intelligence or Wonderlic scores or whatever, the smartest Saint draft class ever? No. Bullshit.
Hey man, I'm not. He's a quote unquote free thinker. I'm not doctor, man. Man wants to think about it, man. This is like, hey, I don't know. I'm not sure what I want to put in my body, bro. But it's like, come on, bro. Like, damn. And then, but hey, look, the good news is the Saints have met that 85% threshold. They're one of the few teams that are mostly vaccinated. So, they good to go. But looking at those, man, if you're not vaccinated, you basically fuck that shit.
Yeah, the restrictions. If you're it's insane.
It's just off that, regardless of what you feel about a vaccine, just off that of not having that kind of hindrance in my life, I'd be like, man, just inject me with that J&J and let's get on with it.
No, not the J&J, bro.
That J&J. Man, I read a report today that said the J&J fucking over that Delta quadrant. I mean, Delta.
Bro, I read the same thing a couple of days ago about Moderna, bro.
Yeah, I mean, we good with the Delta and everything, man. I ain't worrying about that shit, man. J&J, baby.
So getting back to the Saints having cap space, I do expect them. I don't know if it's going to be Richard Sherman. I don't know if it's going to be Drake Kirkpatrick. I don't know, but I do expect
Jerry Conley. But like Jerry Conley, man, I mean, I know he wasn't great the Raiders or whatever, but young, could have some of that P. Rob upside. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know.
What's funny, and this is a miss by me, is when I watched, because they were both him and Marshawn were both at Ohio State at the same time.
Yeah.
I actually preferred Conley's tape.
Hey.
Like, I did, because I felt that he was more, again, this is going back to when they were prospects the year they came out, but I felt like he was more consistent, like just all around. And then he had the whole like sexual thing where he like accused of raping someone, and then he got like drafted in the first round, and then like the whole rape thing, like it was weird, bro. It was weird. I know. So
and it's something. It's funny because wasn't Gladney with the Ohio State, right?
Jeff Gladney?
Was it Jeff Gladney? Was he with Ohio State?
Vikings quarterback?
Yeah.
No, he did not go to Ohio State.
Oh, he didn't?
I want to say he went to TCU, but I'm not 100% sure.
All right. Never mind
it. Try to say it's an Ohio State thing, bro?
No, it was just, it was kind of a mirror. Jeff Gladney. Yeah, he went to TSU. I'm tripping. Okay. Never mind.
It wouldn't be exactly like it, but like if they, first of all, I don't think you can sign Darian Conley to be you bring him in to compete, but like he can't be the answer because he has had some bad fucking snaps.
He had bad snaps, bro. Bad snaps.
But
I'll just qualify that when he was playing with one of the worst defensive lines in the NFL.
Yes.
Like the absolute worst, with one of the worst DCs. Just one of the worst defenses ever. You know what I'm saying? So I would add that qualifying. Not saying if you bring him, he'll be elite, but maybe he'd be like slightly better than he was with the Raiders. You know what I'm saying?
Because I know he was with the Raiders, and did he get traded to the Texans?
It's a trade. Was it a trade? I think it was a trade.
I think he did get traded to the Texans, and then all I would say is like if the Saints were to sign him, you would hopefully something in the range of like Eli Apple, maybe a few tiers below Eli Apple.
That's what I'm saying. Like, right. I mean, look, Janoris Jenkins got cut by the fucking Vikings. Like, I know it wasn't mostly for on-field play. It was, because he tweeted some shit. But still, like, he wasn't having the greatest career with the Giants either. You know what I'm saying? And before that, it was Eli Apple, who also got cut by the Giants. You know what I'm saying? Like, Giants was just feeding us, bro. Like, I don't know what the fuck is going
on. They want to give us, like, Evan Ingram or something? Like,
yeah, I mean, come on, man.
I will say this. I brought this up with Travis. That wide receiver room kind of stacked, bro. Like they got Galladay, they got Sterling Shepard, they got Slayton, and they drafted Tony in the first round.
Shepard, I could see Shepard getting pushed out of there. I can see that.
I can see Shepard or Slayton getting moved because you have 4 wide receivers. You can't play. I mean, yeah, how often are you going to go 4 wide all the time? Like it does. Like something's going to shake up in that Giants wide receiver room. I don't know what it is, but something's got to shake because you don't draft a wide receiver at 20 and just be like, oh, all right, like we're not just going to play him. Like that's not how it works.
No, I love Slayton in our offense.
Man, he would bring a vertical dimension that, like, I know Traquan, but like he's a different vertical dimension than Traquan.
Yeah, young, big, by 6'1", 6'2". I don't know. I like that.
Bro, I would toss them. I'll toss them like a 4 for Slayton.
Oh yeah. Oh, no question.
Easy.
No fucking question. I mean, back to back like 700 yards or something like that. Like it's more interesting.
And he makes big plays.
Yeah, without question.
Anyway, sorry, that's our little wide receiver segment of the podcast. But yeah, like you got so that I would even have to look at a list to see what's out there. You know, there's Richard Sherman, Dre Kirkpatrick, Gary Allen Conley. Like I know that list ain't like. I had to look up it like the list is so.
It's just where we at, bro. It's like, but it's still better than what we got. Like it's still.
You know who I don't think they would, but there's still some players out there. KJ Wright, Melvin Ingram. Like,
hey, that's crazy.
Right? Like Melvin Ingram. Like I would do that.
I love KJ Wright. I just don't think Melvin Ingram is their guy. Like
no, he is absolutely
and everything is just not. I don't know.
Arms too short. Nah.
Yeah, it's just not them. But man, KJ Wright, man, give me that, man. Oh, damn.
Please. I don't care that you drafted Bond and Pete. Like, I don't care, bro. You know what's interesting? I didn't know who was still out there. Steve Nelson, cornerback.
Oh yeah,
yeah. Steve Nelson's out there.
Huh.
So is DJ Hayton.
Damn, DJ Hayton, man.
They're still. I'm not saying like these people gonna come in. You know who would be a great signing, even though like the Saints wouldn't do it because he pretty much plays the exact position that CD plays. Nikhil Roby Coleman.
Are you out there?
Yeah.
That would be hilarious, bro.
Could you imagine?
That would be so hilarious. That would be hilarious, man. Oh.
I just like he literally plays like the slot. So like there's really no need. Like we need outside help, but
that would be. Oh man, talk about one of the most hated players. And you can't really hate him for it because it's like, shit, he was just doing whatever he needed to do.
Right, like it's so like as a Saints fan, like I don't hate him for the play. Like we hate the refs. We hate
the refs. He should have got flagged for it.
Yeah. You know.
I mean, I remember even after the game, he was like, "Shit, yeah, that was illegal as hell," but it didn't call me for it, so I can't even knock him.
How funny that should be. So we don't have a whole bunch to talk about. Obviously, as things around the league start picking up more, we'll have more episodes, and I hope we can have actual episodes. But you did have like a thought exercise that you wanted us to do before we wrap up the show real quick.
Yeah, I was just I saw someone tweeted like, how would you build your offensive line if you were building an offense or whatever? And I just thought bigger, like, what kind of team would Adam West build? What type of team would Wolf build if we were GMs in the NFL and had the full cap to our disposal, all the draft picks and all that shit?
You know what's hilarious, bro, is when I was in San Diego this past weekend, I forgot what we were doing. I was with my girl. We were driving, and I was talking to her about like draft picks in the NFL and how I've said on this, or have you said on this show that like shit, like NFL teams don't know any better than we do, especially with draft picks. But with the amount of information they have and like the cut-ups that we fucking have on YouTube, sometimes they get things 100% right and 100% wrong. And sometimes we as draftniks, although I'm retiring my draft status as a draftnik for next season, just putting that out there. But just fed up, bro. Like this last draft just ruined me, bro. Okay. I'm not watching a single fucking player for next year.
Bullshit.
Not a single player.
You're gonna watch a cut up or two, bro. I know.
I'm not a single one. I can't do it, bro. I can't have no offense to Peyton Turner. No offense to him. Can't have another moment like that, bro. Like I can't wake up Christmas Day and have presents full of socks. Right? Like okay, we drafted Pete Warner. Oh. But we didn't draft the guy from Notre Dame that made all those plays. That's
the worst.
Can't do it, bro. Can't. I fed up, Ryan. Anyhow, I was talking, and I brought up, I said, and I told her, I said, I would be fascinated. Like, let's say the NFL gave, I don't know, football Twitter, draft Twitter, like an expansion team that they could draft players and make moves and build like an NFL team. It would never fucking happen. But I would be fucking fascinated to see what team would get put out on the field. Yeah,
man. It'd be fascinating. I'm telling you, I think the draft Twitter's hit rate will be about the same.
It's 100%. It'd be about 50%.
About 50%, 50, maybe even 60. It'll be a solid draft. You know what I'm saying? And I always wonder if some NFL teams do crowdsource some of the information off.
I wouldn't be shocked at all.
I used to think the Bengals do that. I used to watch the Bengals draft. I'd be like, damn, draft would always just love their drafts. Like, oh yeah, they got our guy. Like, it's like I don't know. Like I would do it. Like shit, man. Like at least 1 or 2 picks. Like especially in the late round, I'll be like, let's just do a composite of the draft Twitter's, thoughts on these players. You know what I'm saying? And just see how they rank up against our grades or whatever, and just do like a composite comparison, and just see how it goes. You know what I'm saying? Like, this makes sense, man. But I don't know, man. The draft is like, man, it's such a you're trying to analyze human beings. And yes, you can go off the tape. Like I'm a tape person. Like yes. Tape should be the majority of your analysis. But then you got to worry about all the other shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, do they take it seriously? Do they like football? Do they show up? So all that little mental shit that goes into being a good football player. And it's like it's impossible for us to do that shit. Like, we don't know. You know what I'm saying?
And it's something that I remember, I don't know if I tweeted it or whatever, but something to me that's really fucking fascinating to me, especially for like draft season for NFL teams. As much money that NFL teams put into everything they put into, like, why don't, like, I don't know if they don't, but I'm assuming like most NFL teams don't have like a sports psychologist,
No, I remember you saying that a long time ago, man. It's like they're depending on coaches to do psychoanalysis.
Dumb, bruh. That's like
you hire MDs to deal with bone fractures.
That'd be like that. Me saying, Ryan, you work in IT, but I need you to go be a social worker for like a month.
Right. It makes no sense. But that goes back to coaches being. Coaches think they know everything about it.
Yes.
And they're like,
yes.
Oh, I could look at a player and know if he cares about football. No, you can't.
No, So Sean Payton, Mickey Loomis, and Jeff Island could 100% tell that Marcus Davenport loved football?
Right.
Oh, okay.
No, what they do is they talk to him. He says the right things.
Of course.
Then they call his head coach.
It's like a job interview, bro. Like what?
They call his head coach, my dude Frank Wilson, and he's like, oh yeah, Marcus Davenport, hard worker. He just puts his effort into it all. Such a great kid. Never had a problem with him. They write that down, put that in the notes, and there you go. You know what I'm saying? That's what they know about this psychology.
It just always blew my mind that teams, like, you don't even have to have them, the whole season. Just draft season when you're evaluating prospects. Like, have these doctors, psychologists, psychiatrists, whatever.
It makes so much sense, bro. Like, why not? Just like you have like these, third-party companies come in and do like analytics on all these teams and that.
Or like they hire like a firm to like give them suggestions who to hire for like the GM or the head coach or whatever, right?
Yeah.
You telling me you can't hire like a sports psychologist that can give you like, after interviewing this prospect, whatever, a certain amount of time,
there's like, you got these, there's advanced personality tests. You can find out what are the common big 5 traits of, elite football players or something like that. Whether it's, what are the big 5? Neuroticism and all kind of these little big 5 traits. Look it up.
Like introverted.
All that shit.
Yeah.
Like look up and see what the big 5 traits are. What are these traits that make players, that good players tend to have? And then you can kind of, I don't know, you can make some analysis off of that. You know what I'm saying? Like there's so much work to be done on the psychology side that I don't know. It's like they just leave it to grumpy old coaches that just like, I know.
Yeah. It's so archaic, bro. Like just old school. Like I don't know. I don't get it. Anyway, so are you talking like player wise in terms of this team?
No, not player wise. Just like from a scheme perspective, from a like body type, body type perspective, from a scheme approach. You know what I'm saying? Just what would your team be like? Just think about like, there's the Ravens, there's the Kyle Shanahans, there's the Sean Paytons, there's the Andy Reeds. Just think about the style of those teams, and what would be your thing? Like, how would you approach building your team? Whether that's quarterback first, run first, defense heavy versus like safe all offense or offensive heavy team. Defensive scheme. Do you want to play it like static? You want a static, like Legion of Boom type?
Right.
You want like switch up,
cover 3.
Yeah. Or do you want like a switch up game plan where you just kind of mirror or adapt to whatever you plan, build check type shit? Like,
oh man,
what?
I think the easy cop out answer is I think the NFL has shown consistently, not every, but consistently, you have to have an elite quarterback to be at the table. You just have to. I'm sorry, you just do. And I'll give you a perfect example of it right now, bro. Talk about his contract, Lamar Jackson. You have to have an elite quarterback that when you take everything else away, you take the run game away, you take whatever it may be, that it's 3rd and 8, 3rd and 12, the opposing defense is sending a blitz, and that quarterback can stand in the pocket and deliver an accurate football. Like that to me that's the number one thing. If you don't have that, you're fucked. You're fucked.
And that's Greg Cosell's like feeling. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what he's always beat the drum about. Like at the end of the day, the quarterback position is from the pocket, and you have to stand in against a great defense doing everything right and beat them. You have to beat the defense. You know what I'm saying?
It's so funny too because even when I'll go back to when I watched Patrick Mahomes at Texas Tech and I was scouting him, all the shit he did off script, was fantastic and great. But I think what people didn't evaluate him correctly is just how good he was in the pocket. Like, they saw the scramble shit and he trusted his arm too much and led to interception and he was a gunslinger. But if you just go back and just watch him playing from the pocket at Texas Tech, and he had a very average to not great offensive line, like the throws and accuracy that he was making that's more than anything was like I saw it, and then everything else like off script and all the scrambling, all that was just extra. Like that was just icing, right? So that's where I would start. I think offensively, I think I would want I think my offense would be Andy Reid-ish, not an enabler, but Andy Reid-ish, with a little more emphasis on the run game. Because I think we've seen Andy at times just be like, oh, Sean's just about to pass. Like Sean Payton's guilty. Sean's guilty of it too, bro. Like we go crazy about it.
No, but Andy been the worst forever.
Like just terrible. Because I do 100% think, and this goes to the whole, like we've talked about this conversation through text, whatever. There is not a advanced metric. It will never be able to measure when you have a run game going against a defense and it is working and you're getting 6 yards, 7 yards, 8 yards, 15. There's not anything that can measure the morale that puts in the other defense and how that makes them feel. And the fatigue, you can maybe measure the fatigue, but it is and I can say this because I played like offensive line when I played football. Like it's demoralizing when you're on defense and you're getting ran over. Like that shit is demoralizing.
Oh yeah, and defensive linemen will tell you, linebackers will tell you, and you can see it if you just watch the game. Watch the game, and think about when Mark Ingram and Alvin Kamara were just going on. Bills game. Think about that. And you could just look at the Bills players, and they just got their hands on their hips, and it's just like fuck.
They didn't want no more, bro. They didn't want no more.
I just want to go home.
Their manhood was taken, from a football perspective, not like their manhood on the football field was diminished and taken, and that's the worst thing that can happen to them. So, and I don't care all the fucking stats of like, well, technically I've calculated this, and the play action is just as effective when the run game isn't working. And fuck you, stop it. PFF, stop it. I think that to me, and I don't poo-poo statistics. I don't poo-poo analytics. I don't. But unless you've, I think that's one of the things where it's like, unless you've played, like I've played linebacker before, and I've been on the football field when a run game's working. Like when a run game's working, and then the quarterback play action, like you fucking attack a lot harder than when you're shutting them down back-to-back plays.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't care what anyone else says. I really don't, bro. Like physically, like just your mindset. Don't throw the stats away. Anyway, sorry. That's a fucking tangent. I just can't. It just drives me crazy. It just drives me nuts.
No, I hear you, bro. I hear you, man. So like that's how. So would your team be more like a run first, or just kind of like a mix it in? You want a big offensive line? Or?
Yeah, I want my offensive line to be 2009 Saints-ish.
Mm.
I'll tell you
heavy in the middle.
Yes,
stout in the middle.
Average. Because I think we've seen it with the Saints, right? For like since 17 we've had Toronto, been hurt, but we've had Toronto, we've had Ren. Now that's great, but like the problems have come from the interior.
Yeah.
Like, well, I know Ramsey got Terrell's got that contract extension, bro. But that fucking Dante Fowler, bro. That bad snap, bro.
Bad snap right there, bro.
Also, the one against Daniil Hunter, the Vikings.
But to be fair, the Vikings, they were just running trains on our
trains, bro. I would want a like Carl Nicks, Jari Evans, prime stout interior.
That was just a hell of a combo, man. Like,
bro, it was
hard
amazing.
to get those combos ever in history, bro. It's like
amazing
combo.
Amazing combo. Defensively, for sure. You know what's crazy is like this Saints defense that we like. I mean, maybe Dennis Allen, maybe at time. Like, I think ideally this would probably be like the Saints defense. The last couple of seasons would be a defense. Is how I want my defense to be. Like they finally have a defense that's fast.
Yeah,
like fast, bro. The thing I would change, and I disagree with the type of defensive end and edge rushers that the Saints love drafting. Like they love like power, big dudes. Like,
yeah.
I want dudes to fucking bend the edge, bro.
Speed edge rushers.
Like, bro, I'll never fucking forget. Daniil Ellerbe had a snap. I forgot what game it was, and he bent the edge, and I was like, "Nigga, like who? Daniil Ellerbe? Like, remember when we would be so deflated when Daniil Ellerbe like was hurt and he couldn't play?
Yeah, used to be a stat like we're 6-0 when Daniil Ellerbe plays.
But like I would want my edge rusher to be just to give Saints fans ideas. Like I want them to be like Junior Gillette, bro, before he went off the rails.
Yeah, man.
Like I want speed. Like but I want speed. Like that would be my ideal kind of football setup.
Yeah.
What about you?
Man, like offensively, it so much depends on the quarterback. Like if my quarterback is athletic and can move, I think I want an athletic offensive line that can create space and kind of be like a weapon for the quarterback. You know what I'm saying? When he moves, and if my quarterback is more statuesque type, kind of old school, is like you. I want it built down the middle, just stout, and then tackles that can just create that arc, create that circle, and let my quarterback groove down the middle, man. You know what I'm saying? And like defensive line almost built the same way. I want like super stout down the middle, just like rugged, beat up guards, beat up centers, and just stout and just hold the line of attack and could push the offensive line back into the quarterback's lap. And I want edge rushers, man. I want like speed, bend the edge. You know what I'm saying? Just quickness. Like, matter of fact, I don't even mind like just all like having like stoutness on one end and speed on the other end. But I want to be able to change it up where like I can move my stout defensive end to the left or the right, and vice versa with the speed. You know what I'm saying? And and I'm gonna bring the blitz, baby. I'm
all day, baby.
I'm a Greg Williams child, baby. Like I'm gonna bring that heat.
Me too, bro. Like I would not, I wouldn't go as crazy as Greg would.
No.
But I would for sure be like trying to cook up shit like Rex Ryan is prime.
Oh yeah.
Wade Phillips. Like I'm cooking, bro. Coming. Dick LeBeau. Like I'm.
Oh man, he was the best.
Like if we get beat, we get beat. But like,
man, I challenge any Saints fan to go out and look up Dick LeBeau I forgot what they call him. It's like an X blitz or cross blitz.
Not the cross. It's not a cross dog blitz, is it?
They call him so many things, but you blitz the linebackers against the A and the B gap, and they come across each other. He used to do that shit.
Oh,
it was
yes,
unblockable. Like
it's a cross. Yeah, it's a cross. Yeah, it's like a cross.
Like a cross blitz, something like
yes.
that. That shit was so good, man. And Dick LeBeau, he was with the Saints, during the the Dome Patrol days, and they used to terrorize teams, bro. Like they terrorize offenses. So like that's like my key. Like I want. I talk about defensive line, but linebackers too, man. I want big. I don't know. I mean, it's just hard today because linebackers have to do so much.
I don't want no big. I need.
You can't have this big 255-pound linebacker like you want. But damn, I miss that shit, bro. Like I used to watch. I used to watch Vaughn, God rest his soul, man, with the Saints. That dude looked like a superhero to me. Like he was just huge, man, like 6'5", just like, man, what the hell? I just love those, but you couldn't have that today. But I would like linebackers that, obviously could run and chase, but I like hitters, man. Like I remember Daniel Jeremiah, moved the sticks, said a long time ago when he was with the Ravens and Rex Ryan was there as the defensive coordinator. His thing was like all our defensive players have to hit. Like they have to hit the shit out of whatever they hit. Like it's the key trait. Like if they could cover blah 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 blah, all those other things, yeah, that's nice.
Can they hit?
Start with can they fucking hit the shit out of whatever. And we saw that. Like you look at the Ravens, like in the in the 2000s or whatever, like all their fucking defenses, even if they weren't that great, they just knocked the shit out of people. Yes. Man, it was, damn. And that would be like a key trait for me, even though the NFL is like, they're not so much into that anymore, but I'll be into it. Okay.
I want you remember the Saints playoff game against the Seahawks and that Raphael Bush hit on Percy Harvin that wasn't illegal. That was not an illegal hit. It was legal.
Beautiful.
Bruh, we didn't win that game, but like that set a tone. Like y'all, like okay, we might get beat, but y'all get hit today.
Getting hit today, it was coming. That was
beautiful. Bruh. When I tell you, I was livid at that call, bruh.
Ooh. But I loved it because the Saints players ain't care. It was like, okay, we'll take that flag. Because it set that tone. It was like, okay, we hit today.
Yeah, I would not want. It's so funny too because like even the crazy thing about like the Legion of Boom is like they didn't blitz, bro. Like,
oh no, that was the thing.
They were just
all that out the window.
They were just so sound, but like they were. Whew,
if you look at the Legion of Boom and the dreaded 2011 Saints 49ers, the 49ers defense from that year, when they had Patrick Willis and all those guys, like they didn't sub. Like it was the same. They maybe subbed one player. It was like 11 guys every snap. And they played their defense and they just played that shit. Like it wasn't no trickery and none of that shit. It was like, we gonna play our shit and we gonna stop you. You know what I'm saying? Like, what you gonna do about it? And that shit, like, so there's no right or wrong way. Like, you could be like a Dennis Allen where we're gonna switch up every, depending on the opponent, or you could be like, we're gonna play our cover 3 or our cover 2 and 3 linebackers and defensive line, maybe little nickel snaps. That's it. Like, this is who you're gonna get. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're gonna be at our spot and we just gonna hit the shit out of you. And you just gotta stop. You just gonna have to figure it out from there. And I respect both of them, man. I do like the adaptability of, like I said, Dennis Allen or Belichick, where you just kind of, you figure out your opponent. But there's things to be said about those that just kind of like play their defense. They know their defense and they play it well. Like there's something.
Yeah, like it was like even like if you go back to like the Bucks, with Monty Kiffin.
Yeah.
Tony Dungy, Tony 2, Tampa 2, like Yeah,
and Sean Payton had problems with those defense, bro.
Had problems. And then he realized that the only way for me to be, and I don't know if he'll never say this out loud, but like if you go through like the Saints and their progression of Sean Payton since 2006, he realized that to beat this defense, I have to have an athletic tight end that can get over the linebackers and right before and get in front of the safeties, and the tight end gets there, the ball gets to them, boom. That when he was able to figure that out, he was able to conquer. Like, so we should do a podcast on like the trials and tribulations that Sean Payton has had as a coach. First, it was Tampa 2. For a while, it was speaking of Dick LeBeau, like a Steelers 3-4 defense would give him fits, bro.
Tough.
Anytime they played the Steelers, the Ravens, or anyone who had like a 3-4 bear front type of defense.
That Jets game in 2009, man. Like, that was a tough game. Like, we beat them, but it was like,
bro,
offensively, it was tough.
I said it on the podcast. Like, that's the game. My ex-wife was like, "Hey, I got to go to the hospital," and she was pregnant at the time. I was like, "You should like worst decision, biggest regret in my life I've ever done." But not funny, right?
That 3-4 defense, boy, had you stressing.
Yeah, that was a CBS game, bro. Like I remember that shit. They had Thomas Jones, like that brain. But yeah, again, 3-4 defense. And as he's going through his career, like he's been able to, figure out, not every time. Like Mike Zimmer still got his number a few times here and there. Sometimes Sean will have Mike Zimmer's number, like it goes back and forth. But it'd be interesting just to go through like the evolution of him as a coach.
No, it really would be. That really would be interesting. Because he's had to learn, you know what I'm saying? Like he's had to learn, especially dealing with coaches that know him. Like what was the head coach name for Carolina?
Ron Rivera?
Oh no, before him.
John Fox?
John Fox, yeah. Like John Fox, like they knew each other, they worked together. Him and Mike Zimmer, they worked together in Dallas. Those guys that really like understand Sean Payton and what he's trying to do. He's had a tough time with him, and he's had a tough time with those, like 3-4 man, like 3-4 man, like that used to be tough, man. Like every time we go against a 3-4, it was like
we knew it was an L, bro. We knew it was an L.
Like when it was the Cleveland Browns when they had big man in the middle that we ended up signing. Man, like that was a tough game. We lost that game, 2010. Like I know there was a lot of trick plays and shit on offense, but defensively it was.
Was that the Scott Fujita game?
Scott Fujita game. He was just kicking us off. He knew all our calls. It was terrible, bro.
That was a terrible fucking game, bro. Terrible.
So yeah, man. Like as far as what I build, man. Like I don't want to adapt with defense, but like. People like to go back and forth about what's, chicken or the egg, the defensive line or the coverage. They both go together. But, like, I start with the defensive line. I want to hit the quarterback often.
Absolutely.
And I would just dump money on it. That would be like...
And with the NFL, bro, like, the NFL is so geared to help wide receivers offensively. Like, the only way you can combat that, like, you can be the best corner. Darrelle Revis in his prime. Doesn't matter. Yeah. You can only fucking cover for so long.
Mm-hmm.
You can only cover for so long. So I'm 100% with you. Like it would be like I want that edge, that elite edge. Like give me who's on the edge? Give me TJ Watt.
Mm-hmm.
which is so crazy because like I still remember watching him at fucking Wisconsin and thought he was fucking running in fucking quicksand. Like when he got drafted in the first round, I was like, oh, this is some nepotism right here. Like I don't, and I don't know if he got faster when he went to Pittsburgh or what, bruh. But
man, it's crazy. Like
the crazy thing is, speaking of edge rushers in Wisconsin, like Bond could be like a very, very, very poor man's T.J. Watt if the Saints decided to.
I mean, if you saw their tape,
bruh,
really ain't that much of a stretch. Like
it really isn't, bruh.
Because T.J. Watt was not like that outstanding. Like
I'm not saying Zach Bond is T.J. Watt. Like T.J. Watt like was almost defensive player of the year, but like I'm saying like profiles, like the way they played at Wisconsin, strikingly similar.
Like that's what I'd be looking at. If I was the Saints, that's what I'd be looking at. Like,
that's it.
How can I turn this guy to T.J. Watt? I mean, T.J. Watt.
But yeah, they want this man to be
white go weak.
They want this man to be John Dilma. Like, come on, bro.
Come on, man. Come on. Stop it.
What's the vision, bro? Sorry. All right, I won't stop. We go wrap it up because I'm getting upset all over again. I will say one last thing though is that's something I'm gonna be very interested to see in training camp. Is this whole Zach Bond shit? Like he was a 3rd round pick last year, bro. 3rd round. Like we've had some good 3rd round picks in the Saints history. Alvin, Jimmy Graham. I'm sure there's more. I don't have my fucking draft spreadsheet. Like Traquan was a 3rd rounder, was he not? Yeah, he was a 3rd rounder.
Yeah.
Traquan. Like Traquan is a decent starter in the NFL. So you have a 3rd round pick who potentially you were willing to draft at 26 or wherever the fuck they picked in the 1st round, and you can that whole thing for him in training camp for me is going to be super interesting to watch. Like all the reports, and I don't read them like I used to because I don't fucking have time. But I'll be like when I read them, like I'll read Cat or Mike Tripp or whoever. I'll read their stuff. Like I'm going to see what Zach Bond doing, bro.
Yeah, man, that would be interesting. I'm waiting to see, bro. I don't know.
I don't know, man. I'm saying I said it earlier, man. If he doesn't do it in training camp, I don't know if he might not be on the 53, bro.
It's possible.
He might get that. Was it Antonio Pittman?
Oh man. You know what? And it could. It's one of the things that could backfire on him, bro.
Bruh, could you not see Zach Bond, like the Saints cutting him and Zach Bond going to like the Patriots?
Oh, I could see it easily.
And blossoming, bruh.
You like that Jamie Collins or something, man? Like I could see it.
Cal Van Noy. Like, come on, man. Well, anyway, we'll leave this on a positive note. Bring all the shit down. So as shit starts revving up, we will start doing more episodes. We did take a break. Again, there wasn't shit to talk about. We will also try to get other guests, non-football guests in this kind of dead period on to come on and talk about what the fuck ever. But we did want to get this episode out so you guys had something to listen to. As you continue to support us, we truly do appreciate it.
Yes.
We'll see what happens, man. Like it's July and next month it's gonna be training camp's gonna be starting soon.
We're gonna be rolling, man. That's when we're gonna be rolling, man. We got tons to talk about right now. We just trying to enjoy our little time away. I was in the pool yesterday, just chilling.
I wasn't in the pool yesterday. I was hanging out by the pool yesterday, bro. It was nice, man. It's
enjoyed
nice.
it, man. Shout out to the people that have made me a meme. Never.
You mean me, or you mean or everyone else?
Well, you started it, motherfucker.
I did.
You started that shit, and
And no one I don't even think people knows the genesis of how it started. Ryan just sends me this picture one day of him just sweating, because him and I always talk about how
years ago too. It was years.
And I on Twitter used it once to describe it being hot. That's all I remember. And it has taken on a life of its own, especially this summer. This year, Ryan has been Ryan's been Dan Arnold. Ryan's been a photographer in an NFC Championship game.
My favorite one, though, my dude, he had me sitting behind Drew on the Yahoo Finance.
Yes, bro. I saved that one to my phone.
That's my favorite one, bro. That's the exact face I would have. What the fuck are you saying, Drew? Yahoo Finance, Drew. Don't do it, Drew. That was my favorite one, man.
So yes, they have been hilarious, absolutely hilarious. I don't know why it picked up so much. We've been using that picture on Twitter for at least a good 3-4 years now.
3-4 years, bro.
And I don't know what it is about this summer where it's just blowing the fuck up. But it's the shout out to Brayton who started it because he put you with the Junior Gillette one first. Brayton, the one who did our pod logo.
Shout out to him.
And it's just taking off after that. I will say, next Monday, I'll be all Botoxed up. So ready.
Oh,
bro.
word? I'm sweating, baby.
I'm ready, bro.
You gotta let me know how it go. My wife, she's like, I don't trust that shit. I'm like, I'm gonna let Adam test it out.
It's crazy because so many people get it for that reason alone.
Wow.
And I've known this, and maybe because now I've been at a job that has good benefits. I was like, shit, I should really fucking have good healthcare. It'll literally cost me maybe $10 to get Botox in my forehead and in my armpits. Why would I not do that?
Man.
So I'll do it, test it out, let you know how it goes. I'm tired, bro. Tired of sweating shit. It's 109 degrees, 108. Nah.
I feel you, bro.
Nah. Cool nigga summer. That's how I'm feeling. All right. Well, again, thanks for all the support. For sure, thanks to all our Patreon subscribers who are still, I know it was a dead period, but you guys are still supporting us, and we really do appreciate it. I don't think I can express that enough. If you're a fan and you're listening to the podcast, you can please leave us a 5-star review, iTunes, or whatever, Spotify, whatever it is. That definitely helps as well. And then as shit starts picking up in the league, we'll be giving you guys content, giving you guys episodes. Something happens, St. Simon, someone, we'll for sure wrap it up and talk about it. Maybe even have a film breakdown of if it's a player that's at least notable. We'll just keep doing this shit for you guys. We appreciate it. With that, we're out.
Peace.
Hey y'all, Darius Rucker here. A lot of people ask me, what inspires your music? And one of the big things is a strong sense of place. That's why I love my home state of South Carolina and want to share the awesome things it has to offer. From the beautiful mountains down to the sunny coast, it's got it all. Not to mention two of my personal favorites, great golf and amazing food. Come see why I love this place. Visit discoversouthcarolina.com.
Denim is in demand at Plato's Closet in West Ashley and North Charleston. Get cash on the spot for everything denim. Bring in your trendy and classic styles of gently used name brand denim. Get paid for your denim shorts, skirts, jackets, jeans, and more. We're looking for denim that is blue, black, or a bold color, and jeans in styles like mom jeans, bootcut, baggy, flared, and ripped. We want everything denim. Sell your denim for cash at Plato's Closet today. Plato's Closet, located in West Ashley on Sam Rittenberg Boulevard and North Charleston on Rivers Avenue.